Assalamualaikum YouTube, this is Yan. I am on my longest way back home from Europe to China, and today I'm leaving for Kathmandu in Nepal. Yesterday I said goodbye to Flo, probably I will only see him next year. But this morning, mashallah, I got my drone back. In the beginning I was worried because the storage fee could be very expensive, but then they told me there was a 2-week free storage for the drone, so I was quite lucky. However, the process is a bit long, so I went to the custom, I waited for about half an hour, and then they gave me the drone back. But then I waited for another 20 minutes for some paperwork, and then they even sent an officer to escort me all the way to check-in. I thought maybe they want to make sure that I had the drone with me all the way to the plane, but the officer left after, and I actually had plenty of time to give the drone to someone if I want to. But anyway, I'm quite happy to have my drone with me, and I just hope the rest of the trip will be smooth, inshallah. I have been in Kathmandu for a few days now. We know that Nepal is a country with different ethnic minorities, and in Kathmandu Valley, the local inhabitants has been the Newari. I want to know their culture, so the plan is quite simple. This morning, I'm going to visit one of the morning market at Durbar Square and visit some of the temples and visit the living goddess Kumari, which is a little girl selected from one caste from the Newaris. And finally, I want to stay with a Newari family during the Dashain. It's so loud here, and it's very lively and energetic. People are trading different kinds of stuff. Sugar canes, bread, bakery, fresh vegetables, and of course, the most important thing, that is the sayapatri, the flower, this yellow flower. It's very often used in all kinds of religious festivals. So this day people are going to make sacrifices. They bring food, and then finally they put a flower on their head or make a tika on their forehead and then ring this bell. Namaste. Newari people have a very important position, because when we speak of Nepalese architecture, we're actually referring to the buildings, the architecture style created by the Newari people who are native to the Kathmandu Valley and who created this beautiful temple. What kind of god is this? Why people worship him?
We also don't know detail about this. Which god it is?
Which god is this one?
Which god?
Bhairav. Kaal Bhairav.
Kaal Bhairav. Yes. And why so many people are here?
To worship.
What's his power?
It's really.
No, it's just everyone wants to worship him.
Yes.
There's a long story behind this, so we also don't know it.
As a Nepalese, they don't even know what's the name of this god. I asked some other people. Some told me it's a god responsible for punishing the others, and I guess that's why it is so important. Everyone comes to worship him. I'm not a specialist in Hindu, so correct me if I'm wrong. The only thing that I know is that there are so many different gods in Hindu. This is another important god on the Durbar Square. It's Hanuman, the famous monkey king. You can barely see his face from here, but people are putting sacrifices, money under his feet. And some people believe that this figure inspired the creation of a very famous Chinese novel called Journey to the West. I'm not sure if this is true, but it's kind of interesting to see how culture from different countries influence each other. If you haven't heard of Kumari, Kumari is a living goddess in Nepal. Kumari, this word actually means virgin, and they are selected from young girls because they are seen as the incarnation of the goddess. And once they are selected, they will be moved into this place and receive worship from the people.
So in our culture, a girl who is born in a Buddhist family is worshipped as an incarnation of Hindu goddess. Girl from Kathmandu Valley, and Kathmandu Valley, its local inhabitants are known as Newar. In Newar, there are so many castes, so many clans, right? And one of them is called Sake. She always represents the Sake community, and she is a Buddhist girl. But she is worshipped as an incarnation of Hindu goddess. She is a little kid confined in the building and has a little contact outside the world. During the festival, big festivals, she is observed by thousands of Hindu and Buddhist people all across the street, and she is always carried. She does not walk.
There are altogether 3 Kumaris in Nepal. They are in Kathmandu, in Patan, and in Bhaktapur. The one in Kathmandu is considered to be the holiest, and tourists can't see her. Kumari leave their position once they have their first menstruation, but there is one Kumari that stays Kumari for all her life, and it took me a while to find her.
Kumari, okay. You have to go there, then turn left side. Left, and then 50 meters. Oh, it. Left side.
So this main road.
Yes.
Left.
Then left side, one of the small temple.
Yeah.
This is Kumari house.
Thanks. Kumari house. This one.
Wash your hands first.
That was my visit to the Kumari, and you might have noticed there is another woman standing to the old Kumari. She was actually an ex-Kumari who retired from her position. So all the worshippers came to their house, make offerings, got a tikka. The Kumari actually helped them to create a contact with the god. It's really hard for me to imagine a young girl's life staying in a room without having fun with their friends. But according to another documentation, most of the ex-Kumaris said they really enjoyed their time because they've been worshipped as a goddess, and also they feel very peaceful inside. Today I'm moving to a Newari homestay to experience their culture. And right now I'm in Kathmandu, but I'm going to Patan, a neighboring city 4 kilometers away from here. I'm very curious to discover how they celebrate the Dashain festival.
Namaste, Jan.
Namaste, yes.
Yes, welcome. Please come.
How many people are there in your
We
family?
live in one depot. My husband,
Yeah.
me, my son, and
Namaste.
my daughter Tisa.
Nice to meet you. Namaste.
And he's my son, Sulab.
In Sulab's house, I also found a secret room, and he told me that nobody else can enter this room.
So actually this is a place of one of the historic place where every Nepali citizen will have. And here in our Newari community it is known as Agwache, where we do some puja during our auspicious day. And so like only the family member can enter here, not the outsider will not be able to enter in this room. So it is one of the very important and one of the historic places in our culture.
So for Newari people, every house you have a
Yeah.
secret room like that.
Everything will be same, just the matter is their size. Someone have the big one, someone has small one, but the culture, rituals, everything is celebrated by the people. Yesterday was the main day, like we had some pujas, Nepali culture, we have some local fruits and all, flying kites, get together with friends and family. But tomorrow we will be having some puja as well.
This is my room in this apartment. It's a very typical Newari family, and their apartment is kind of huge. I'm going to show you, so look at that. Most of the families, they take like one long stripe of the building. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 floors plus a rooftop. It's kind of luxurious. And those are the Buddha temples. As you can tell from those tiny prayer wheels. Normally Hindu temples don't have that. And in the middle of this community there is a huge Buddha statue. This is because the Newari people, most of them, they are Buddhist.
This is door for Mama.
Now it's officially my time to make momo. I'm going to show you my momo making skills. This is Chinese momo. This one is Nepalese.
Nepali.
He made it.
These are made by myself.
You also need to prepare a special sauce for momo.
Yeah.
And what's inside that sauce?
Today I make a sauce with tomato,
Tomato.
soybean, and Szechuan.
In China, we often eat it only with vinegar. Sometimes with chili paste. Yes.
Is it good?
It's good.
Spicy.
Yes, it's very spicy.
I will put only half, okay? If you like, then you will.
Another part of the Newari culture is ceremonial dances.
In the evening,
Yeah.
there will be one dance called Astamatrika dance, where like 13 goddesses will be there. People wearing masks and
Yeah.
dancing from here to the Durbar Square.
So Tisa and I, we're on our way to see this show. Every city, every district, they have different time for festivals. They have a different type of dance, although it's all masked dances. And those are the dancers tonight.
Gampeka, which means group dance in English. Bangrini, this is called Bangrini.
Bengali. Look at this mask. And what is this mask represent?
Security guard god.
Secret
Yeah,
god.
first one Singini and this is Bangini. Just give all security to the gods.
The dancer just told me like traditionally it's only performed by men, and there are altogether 14 god and goddesses, and a different god. For example, you see the white one, yellow one, red one, white one again. The blue one is the most powerful. Some people are even giving money to those dancers.
is more for like, you know, grown-up women's.
Yeah.
Like for women's, and girls, teenage or little grown-up wears mostly kurtas or pant shirt normally. Today we are gonna wear a tika called Mani Shina. Mani means Dashain in Newari, Nepal Bhasa. It will be kept by our elders in the form of blessings.
The tika is a kind of blessing. You get it in different occasions, in different forms. And today we're going to get something like orange and the black tika on our forehead. Now we have to eat a specific kind of food.
This is the prasad.
Prasad is prasad.
God's kind of thing, God's blessing.
I just said goodbye to the family, and it was so nice for them to host me during the Dashain festival. I still have the tika on my forehead, which will give me blessings for the coming new year. And also by the end of the video, I want to say that there are so many different ethnic minorities in Nepal. Each have their own language, food and religions. So I hope in the future I could have more time to explore this small country. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.